So we finally have some information on Team Rainbow Rocket. Yesterday I made a video saying that Japan was going to release some information, but nowadays it just spreads everywhere and it comes out everywhere else as well. So we have translated information here and I'm going to read it out to you guys. So in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the greatest villainous organization in history appears. It's Team Rainbow Rocket, made up of the bosses from past titles in the Pokemon series. The boss of Team Rainbow Rocket is none other than Giovanni, who was also the boss of the villainous organization known as Team Rocket in Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, the first games in the Pokemon series. But that's not the worst of it. Giovanni has gathered into one group of bosses from the various past games in the Pokemon series. You and your allies will have to square off against what might be your greatest challenge yet. What in the world could Giovanni and his allies be after, appearing in the Alola region so suddenly? So yeah, that's really interesting because we don't know what Giovanni is planning here. Even the Pokemon website, even with this revelation, they're not really telling us what is going on here. But what we do know from the screenshots, and I believe, well, we have some screenshots here, but we don't actually have screenshots of what I'm trying to show you. Guzma appears to be one of the allies, and it's really insane because it's really funny that Team Skull or the Ether Foundation isn't really... I mean, Faba's in the picture, but other than Faba, we don't really have any other characters from the current generation taking a part in this whole thing. Aside from, you know, Guzma being your ally, but I guess not really contemplating against the main protagonist. So here we see, obviously, Giovanni, Maxie, Archie, and descriptions for them, and we have a little gallery here that shows you pictures of them from the past and from what they look like now. And one really awesome thing, well, I don't know if it's awesome or if it's weird. It is actually kind of weird too, that they decided to redesign Maxie and Archie to look like the Maxie and Archie from the original Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire as opposed to the remakes. And it's really interesting too because it would have been a lot easier for them to just go and grab Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's models and just place them into the games. Now, some people argued that maybe the models were outdated, but honestly, I think that they would have fit. And even then, like, they didn't have to do all this. Like, they had to completely redesign and figure out how they would work in this game. So it's really strange as to why they did that. But I guess if you think about it, it sort of makes sense. If the Chinese Riddler was right, if you guys, I actually haven't spoken about this. Alright, so the Chinese Riddler, he actually talked about this a little while ago. So to a lot of people, this isn't big news. This is, you know, news that they already knew about. So the Chinese Riddler said that, you know, Giovanni was going to bring villains from the past through the Ultra Wormhole, and they were going to just assemble and try to defeat the main protagonist. And I don't know, I saw it as well, but I was like, oh, that sounds really weird, but it's actually happening now. And one thing that the Pokemon website doesn't even mention that the Chinese Riddler knows is that these villains are from alternate realities. Yeah, so it's really crazy. It gets really crazy there. So in these alternate realities, the villains apparently succeeded and the main protagonist didn't, or maybe even the main protagonist probably wasn't even born or got involved, or a ton of things, a million things could have happened. It's really crazy to think about, but the Chinese Riddler said that that's how it's going to be explained, and since he got this part right, which nobody could have seen coming, I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth about everything else. And there's a couple other spoilers in there that I don't want to get into because that would just be major. So if you guys really want to know, then I believe PokeJungle has some more information regarding the Chinese Riddler theories or facts or whatever he said. I think they have it up on their website, so if you guys want to check that out, you guys can go do that. If you want to get, you know, spoilers, this actually happened during Sun and Moon as well. The Chinese Riddler had some things to say, and all those things turned out to be true. So it's really insane how this guy knows so much, but I would take him as a legitimate source of information at this point. So here we have Cyrus from Team Galactic. It's really funny how they just introduce themselves like, my name is Cyrus. Boom, he's trying to just take over and destroy you. Like, why do you introduce yourselves if you're just going to destroy or attempt to take down the person in front of you? Why would you just introduce? It's like somebody coming up to you trying to rob you, and they introduce themselves first. That's how I see it, at least. It's just really weird. Here we have Lysander. And Lysander, I mean, we've seen him like this before. This is not anything too crazy. It's just that Getsis and Cyrus And I guess Maxie and Archie, since these are the original designs, we haven't really seen them in 3D or in this type of I guess, I don't know, 3D overworld look. And it's just really crazy. And the Cyrus one really makes you think about things to come, because obviously Sinnoh should be getting a remake. I mean, we got Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. It's bound to happen. But that's basically it for the Team Rainbow Rocket and what their plans are. Even though their plans are kind of, you know, not exactly known yet. We do know Giovanni brought back the villains and that they're from the alternate realities where they succeeded, and they're just gonna come together to conveniently get taken down all at once, which is pretty crazy. It also makes you wonder how Giovanni even knows these people and even like knew how to bring them all in. And obviously these aren't the only villains in the Pokemon universe, you know, from all realities. So where are the other guys like that we don't know about? It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too far into it with my speculation and my thinking, but it's just really crazy that Giovanni was like, okay, these 3 or 5, actually how many, I can't even count. There's 5 guys. Okay, these 5 guys, we're just gonna, you know, pull them in and we're gonna do this. I mean, obviously this is just, this is also a nostalgic thing that the Pokemon Company wanted to do, and honestly, it's really cool. It is really awesome. And the music, if you guys want to check out the trailer, I would really recommend watching the trailer. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this video. If you guys have anything you want to tell me, put it in the comment section down below. Your thoughts about Team Rainbow Rocket, or how you think that this is all going to work out, why you think it's happening, what Giovanni's plans are. Put all that in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.